Strength and conditioning, as I mentioned, we have two contracted staff. One does mainly the strength conditioning work, a younger guy who's really working with our age group and making sure that our whole age group program is appropriately designed around development. And then a consultant that works across high performance. And our high performance consultant, strength conditioning, he's worked with swimming, athletics. He's done it all. He's worked with some of the bigger name athletes over the years, Grant Hackett, Michael Klim, Daniel Kowalski over the years. And he's really good at small numbers. So he works with 3 or 4 athletes. But he ultimately is probably the most important person in my coaching, because he's kind of a sounding board for me. I say, I want to do this, so I think we should do this. And he comes back and tells me how we can do it. So a lot of what I've done and put in place has been driven by his consultation. We meet monthly to just look at the programs. And ultimately, the strength and conditioning guys spend a lot of time speaking and working with the physios, the dietitians, because a lot of the training they do, the doctors, and the physiology in relation to ensuring we don't conflict what they're doing in the gym, conflicting with their swimming programs, and also the stuff that they do before they get in the pool. So they're very important to me, probably the most important, hence they're number 1 on the list. Physiotherapy, as I said, we have a physiotherapy company, Physio Health. The owners of Physio Health are actually our staff on the Swimming Australia teams that go away, as well as others. Obviously, there's other professionals, but they do have some involvement at that level, so they're familiar with swimming at a high level. And most of their staff have some involvement, either being former swimmers or former athletes themselves. What they provide us with, we pay them a fee. They give us screening, so we bring them in 4 times a year. They get all our little kids and line them up and screen them, and then give us a summary of that. And that summary tells us if we have trends within our kids. One of the trends that just came out on the last screening was most of our junior kids have a very tight thoracic area. And we looked at that, and we had an open discussion about, is that something we're doing in dry land? Well, it's something we're not doing, range of movement. But really, when little kids are swimming in the pool, that's where they don't brace themselves with their core. They brace themselves with their up here in the thoracic area. That's where they tend to brace. So they naturally get tight. We need to make sure that we're providing opportunity to release. So through those discussions, we've been able to influence our dryland program. And very important that they understand that it's range of movement that's important to me, and functional movement. So developing exercises that are going to provide a range of movement and functional movement for our athletes, which is specific to their stroke and also the skill requirement. I mentioned rehabilitation focus, so we want to prevent kids from getting injured. So a lot of our efforts and time are spent with them on that. And our high-performance athletes, so the athletes I coach, have continual access to these professionals weekly. And that's part of the contract, so we built that relationship with them.